everything is look. Held together by glue and duct tape. Okay, the audio is. Yeah, I'm turning the audio off. I'm sorry. Should be good now, though. We'll see. I'm turning the audio off. I wanted to try to use the game audio, but the game audio is lagging. I wanted to try using the just my own audio from like YouTube. That wasn't working because that was lagging too. But we're here, and I'm just running one more quick test. What the? It's still coming through, weirdly enough. I forgot how. Okay, so the audio mixer on this thing is different than it used to be. I know that for a fact. Hold on. Hold on. Alright, let me see if that worked. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. I know it's off in my head. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Like I said, I wanted to try to use my own audio, but unfortunately, that's not gonna happen. I'm running off of all of this off of a laptop, running Windows 10, and this thing is held together by glue and duct tape. But we're here, and we're gonna make the thing work. Anyways, hey guys, it's been a while since I last streamed. How y'all doing? If y'all haven't seen me before, for the new viewers out there, my name is CBA Plays. Well, that's the channel name. I go by CBA Rue online. And today we're doing some shiny hunting only because I haven't really figured out what I want to do yet as far as the next game I want to play. I kind of put a community post out a couple days ago, kind of asking what you guys want to see as far as the next gameplay that you guys want to see me do. But yeah, for now we're just gonna shiny hunt because it's pretty much the easiest thing I can do right now. As well as because I got some things I want to talk about. This is kind of like an update stream as well as a just a chill stream. So yeah, your boy is gonna just go ahead and get started. Um, Today, if you didn't already know, we're shiny hunting Bulbasaur and Squirtle because I already have Charmander, as you can see in the thumbnail. So we're just gonna go ahead, and the counter at the bottom really counts for both of them because I've been, as soon as I got done with Charmander, I was like, I'm gonna dual hunt Squirtle and Bulbasaur now and see if I can essentially which one will pop up first. I want to get all three is my main goal, but that's pretty much all that needs to be explained. I got an automatic counter, so all I have to do is click on it and it goes up. Let me take it back down though, real quick. And we're gonna go ahead and just, like I said, do our own thing. Honestly, hold the phone. Y'all might not be able to hear music. I'm sorry. Wait, could I? I don't want to do it like that. I don't. I really don't. I was about to say play it through a speaker, but that's going to make the audio sound like absolute trash. So unfortunately, y'all are just going to get no game audio, no background audio. It's just going to be me, myself, and I. But that's fine because, like I said, this is kind of like a chill stream. Um, and we're just going to talk about life because it's been a while. Like I said, the last time I streamed was in March, and a lot of things have happened since then. First and foremost, your boy is now unemployed. Yes, your boy is finally unemployed. Was I satisfied with being unemployed, or what's the word? I'm not trying to say fired, but that's essentially what it was. I'm not mad. I was ready. I was ready to look for new things in life. Um, and I wanted to see what life would bring for me. And I know. I just kind of like took the last few days, or, the last. Well, because I got. Okay, so it was April. It was early-ish April that it all happened. And I just decided I was going to take a break from it all and see what I wanted to do with my future. So yeah, your boy is kind of trying to get back into the streaming grind at least until I can figure out what I want to do as far as my next job and everything. Because your boy has no idea what he wants to do right now. Um, Everybody's just trying to like say, well, you could just take up a trade school, do something like that, and you get paid good money for trades and everything. I'm just like, yeah, that's true. But is it what I want to do? Ooh, is that what I want to do with my time? And the answer is realistically, nah. But beggars can't be choosers, as it is. Oh Jesus, I'm dropping things. Good Lord heavens. I don't need all this. Oh my God. What the? Did I? I think I accidentally hit new game. Well, I'm like, why am I going through all this? Just get me out of here. Okay. But yeah, outside of that, then family stuff happened. I went to Orlando on a trip. First time going to Rolling Loud. First time going to a concert venue in general. And that was a whopper of a trip. That's a whole storyline for itself. Which, like I said, I might as well tell it because ain't nobody else here and they can give their input. But I can tell from my personal side of the story. Um, was it fun? Yes. Was it also a disaster? Yes. Um, I had fun. Would not do it again, but I had fun. I do want to go back to Orlando because I did say I wanted to go for my birthday to like go to amusement parks. If you guys don't know, like don't know about me. I am an amusement park like what you gonna call it. I'm a theme park enthusiast. I did have a second channel where I uploaded theme park like vlogs of me going to different theme parks. Kind of stopped doing that for a while because it was just not my shtick. But I was doing that for a while, and they were fun, just not my forte. Um, but yeah, I did say that was my original plan from the beginning. Um, the whole trip that we took earlier this year, back in early May, actually. That was never my plan, but my brothers had been talking about it for a good 6 months. So basically, like towards the end of last year, and they were like, you don't really have a choice. They weren't like obviously saying you don't have a choice because they're not going to drag me into something that I don't want to do. But at the same token, financially, I was gonna have to chip in to help them out and get them somewhere in the first place. Um, I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna name names and give all the information out there. But yeah, uh, so there were extra people that kind of came with us, and like I said, there was a bit of drama. The first day we tried to get a, well, here's the thing: the first day we got a, because we didn't get like just a regular hotel room. The other party that came with us, one of my brother's friends, or a couple of my brother's friends, they got a hotel that was like right across from Universal Orlando, and I never like saw what it looked like, but it was just kind of like your basic like hotel. I'm guessing it was like, I forget, was it a I can't remember what it was that they stayed at. But essentially, my brother had my older brother. I'm the oldest, by the way, in case you don't know. My oldest brother had gotten a timeshare type of thing. Um, so we ended up like going there, and it took a lot longer than we expected to get into the room because I think check-in time was. It was a very nice resort. Don't get me wrong, but check-in time was later than we expected, so we pretty much had to wait until about 4. So since Rolling Loud, in case you don't know, kind of is like a whole festival event type of thing that runs for 3 days. It starts like around 9 ish and then goes until like 10 or 11 p.m. So it starts in the morning, goes pretty much all day. You have a ton of different. Did I was gonna say you got a ton of different like acts that play, a different artists that play throughout the entire day. Um, and so half the group went ahead and just you know headed over to the venue while the rest of us waited at the essentially my brother's friends that were already on their own. Um, when I headed to the venue, me and my oldest brother, we stayed behind to make sure we got the room and everything settled, our room settled, which it was a really nice room, like I said. Um, and then after that, we were gonna go ahead and pitch in. All four of us was gonna like get a rental car, but then things kind of got messy with that. So we didn't end up getting the rental the first day, and we pretty much ended up wasting majority of the first day there. Um, we kind of like because, like I said, by the time we got everything situated, because we had gotten on the plane that morning at around, I want to say 10 or like it was before 11. I know that for sure. Um, so we ended up having to wait till about 4 before we got into the room itself. Got our stuff situated and then went to go get a rental car. But first and foremost, our Uber driver got lost on the way there. That was fun. That was a fun time. And then, like I said, the situation getting the rental car was kind of messy. So we didn't end up getting the rental, and all of our phones were dead. So yeah, around 6, we kind of decided to chalk it up as a loss and try to like salvage what rest of the day we could and just go head to Rolling Loud. And then on the way there, trying to get our wristbands situated, which I still have mine sitting back there. Took another like hour or so. I ended up having to pay because I wasn't even gonna pay for the wristbands. I wasn't even like my whole plan was gonna be completely separate from theirs. I wasn't even gonna go to the venue, but I ended up having to go to the venue anyways, which wasn't a bad idea or wasn't the worst thing. But the thing is, when we finally got our wristbands and were able to get in the venue, we were turned around because my brother had a camera, like a tripod and everything with a lens and everything. They turned us around and said, "You can't bring it in there." And then it started pouring rain. And I said, "This is like the one of those textbook definitions of when things could go or no, it's like from bad to worse. It's like everything that could go wrong did go wrong." And of course, like I said, the cherry on top was it started pouring rain. But at that point in time, I was like so beyond the like exhausted at that point. I wasn't even mad. I was just laughing because I was like, yeah, this would happen to us. Um, but yeah, so the first day was basically a whole washout for us, for half the group. Um, the other half had fun. They did their thing. Day two, we did finally get the rental car. Um, I forget what we did. I think was that the day we went to the pool. I think we did. We went to like the water, like the little water park that was in the resort, and that was fun. After that, we went to go eat, and then we kind of split ways. Um, so, like I said, half the group went to back to the Rolling Loud for day two, and then the other of us, me being the other of us, went to SeaWorld Orlando. Spent about 2.5 hours there. Um, and then day three was pretty much, a chill day where we all collectively went to Rolling Loud and just had fun. So, like I said, it started off trash, but it ended up good. And I had fun. Would I do it again? Absolutely not. But I had fun. Um, and then after that, we came home. And then family stuff happened. Literally, here's the thing: was on the vacation on that first day, we got a call as soon as we got to the hotel, and we found out one of our family members passed. Which the funny thing is, not even the funny thing. The crazy thing is, we had like 3 different deaths in the family, and all 3 of their funerals happened this month. Right after we took our trip. And yeah, from all of that happening, I was just physically and mentally exhausted. I was just like, I just need a break. So between all of that happening, I in some other drama that I won't go into. If you've been online, if you've been on Twitter, if you know if you're a part of the Pokemon community, and you've seen the drama that's happened in the past few weeks, I won't touch on it. I will just say That was the nail in a coffin for me, and I was like, my mental is so chalked, I can't do it right now. And yeah. So at this point in time, I have lost all sense of. Well, no, that's not true. I still maintain that sense of wanting to do things, wanting to move on in life and make things better, because I know that life doesn't stop just because bad things happen. And that's the lesson I want everybody to take away from this: is things don't always go the way you planned. Things happen that are out of your control. Um, and you might get frustrated from it, but life doesn't stop just because bad things happen. You got to keep pushing on, keep a positive attitude and outlook on life. Just keep it rolling, and eventually things will start to turn around. Because things don't go well. Or what am I trying to say? You can't move forward into a happy place if you're not going to take that first step. You can't continue to wallow in a bad mental state and expect things to get better without taking that first step. So, yep, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on with me lately. Um, I also forgot another kind of like minor thing. Your boy has to go finally get his driver's license because now that my brother has his car, I need a car. I can't be stuck here for the rest of my life. I'm not saying that I don't like my living conditions. I love my living conditions because it's very cushioning. But at the same time, I can't continue to rely on people. As an adult, I do got to move forward. And I have been taking steps like every year to do so. Because, like, essentially, I want to say around like my mid 20s, like around 24, everybody started like doing like what their New Year's resolutions were. My resolution. I tried to make a list that didn't work. So after that, I started saying, instead of making a list of things that I want to accomplish in a year, I started saying I want to become more independent. And that kind of like put in perspective that I didn't have to make a list of things. I didn't have to make a list of things that I wanted to accomplish. I could just make a mental note of the things I did accomplish that year. Because where I started and where I am now, when I made that point, I am leagues better mentally and just emotionally, and essentially, what's the word I'm looking for? I've grown as a person. And I can definitely say that I've grown as a person because when I look back on the stuff that I've posted online, the words that I've said, the things that I've done, I can definitely see that there's been an improvement. And that's really what I want for anybody, you know. Everybody, there's always room for improvement. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's ever going to be perfect, but that doesn't mean that you can't try to be better. That's kind of like a message for a certain somebody that I'm, like I said, I'm not trying to go into depth about the drama that happened. But, you know, people have to learn from their mistakes, and some people will, some people won't. That's just life. Unfortunately, you can't make everybody learn. Some people just have to learn the hard way. Some people won't ever learn. It's just how it goes. Man, I really wish I had music now because that was pretty much all I had to say, or like as far as an update goes. Um, but yeah, going back into the whole streaming thing while I'm looking for a job, because I know I got to start applying as much as I hate the applying the application process, and I certainly don't like having to like put myself out there, make phone calls, try to do interviews, and make people like convince people why am I good at candidate for this job that really anybody can do. Um, I don't even know where I want to start. That's the thing. As far as jobs go, I don't know where I want to start. I feel like I've done my due diligence as far as doing like retail jobs. I've never want to do like fast food. I'm sorry. I don't like want to criticize anything about the fast food industry. People, the world wouldn't be the way that it is. You know, the world wouldn't go round if we didn't have those workers out there. I applaud them for everything they do and everything they go through. It's just not me. Um, and outside of that, I don't really know because like I've never been to school. I know people, especially my family, loves to preach about going to school. Pretty much, I don't know too many people that haven't gone to school at this point in time. My thing is it the right answer for me? Because there are some people that just, it isn't their answer. I know I can't just throw that out and be like, oh, well, so and so was successful because they didn't go to school. But I don't know. I just know that in my spirit, I have the intelligence and the ability to do so, but I don't know if it's the right answer for me. Like in my heart of hearts, I know what I want. I know what I don't want, and I just don't know if just going to school and especially like a trade school, like I said, that's like the answer most people in my family have given me as far as a solution to like an easy, quick solution to the problem that I'm having. Which is, I wouldn't even say it's a problem. It's just like, you know, everybody has their take on how things could work, but I know I have to be realistic to how I feel, and I'm just like, is this the right answer for me? But at the same time, I also have to stop being so close minded because I do think that there could be an answer for me that would be solved by doing that extra step. So I do have to keep an open mind and try to see, like, really come when it comes down to it, what do I want to do with my life? Not long term, or, you know, because people always look for long term careers, things that are going to hold you for like 20 years that you could retire off with a good check and then live the rest of your life on. My thing is, you don't have to make everything about living this American dream because, you know, or is I won't even say an American dream because it's kind of like a gold standard to life that people like to push because not everything is black and white when it comes to life. There are going to be things that just turn out differently than you expected, like I said earlier, and everybody has different solutions to how they get to where they want to be in life. Some people never get there, but it's always about like taking the chance and seeing if it pays off, learning from your experiences. And I think this might be one of those things that I just have to learn the hard way. Because I usually take the easy way out of everything, you know? I'm like, I won't sugarcoat it. I am one that, I'm a very pessimistic guy. I give up on a lot of things really quickly. I feel like if I give my one chance and it doesn't turn out the way I want, I just like, okay, well, that didn't work. And I just kind of like move on to something else and not try it again. And, you know, like I said, when it comes to, you know, taking risks, You're gonna make mistakes. I certainly made my fair share of mistakes, which is why I'm unemployed now. But I kind of made that choice for myself. I wouldn't even say that I did that as a mistake. I did that intentionally. I'm not gonna say what I did, but I did what I did intentionally. No, it's not that serious, guys. It really isn't that serious. It was just, it was nothing crazy. It was just like minor, very, very minor things. It wasn't like I was arguing with people. I was like stealing or anything. I was assaulting or damaging property. Nah, it wasn't anything like that. It was just something as simple as like not showing up on time and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's because I had been with the company that I was with for. I was okay. I'll just say I was with the Target company for about 8 years. I think I deserved to take a step back and reevaluate. Because the thing is, I had been saying since 2021 during like the COVID pandemic, I was like, I think I'm ready to leave. And then another thing happened that kind of convinced me to not leave. So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this in 2022. And then I rolled around and I was like, nah, I think I'm stable here where I am. So that just kind of kept snowballing. And every year I was just like, I don't want to spend another year here. And then another year rolls around. So I think that was also my saving grace as far as getting fired, to let me see that there are other options out there and you got to try to take them and stop being so complacent and settling for what step out of your comfort zone a little bit. And that's the thing is, when I take the next step as far as my next job or whatever I plan to do, it is going to definitely be something that I haven't done before. I want to do something that's outside of my comfort zone so I can learn more. Because even working at Target, I worked at Walmart before that, for 2 years. So I'd already been in a retail, and even before then, I worked at Big Lots seasonally. So I've been in retail literally since I graduated. And each time I kind of like got a little bit more knowledge. I got more sociable because I was always a quiet kid. If you don't know, like in the beginning of my channel, I was kind of like loud as shit. That's because I forced myself to be. I specifically told myself when in my first videos, in my first Mario Galaxy videos, I was telling myself, I gotta be loud and energetic because that's what people like. They don't like quiet and timid, which is what I kind of am. They want somebody that can get them hype and energetic. So I pushed that persona for a long time. And then obviously as I got older, I want to say around 22 is when I started drawing back a little bit more and getting a little more mellow because, that's just who I am. I'm a little bit more, I would say a little bit more outgoing than I was before. I still prefer to be inside doing my own thing as an introvert, but I also like going places and seeing people and being included now, which is something I probably wouldn't be saying before. And I think the biggest part of doing stuff, of the reason why I am the way I am now, is being forced to work at the customer service desk. Because I remember I was always so used to working on my own outside, being like the card attendant for a couple years. But then at some point in time, they switched me with a new guy, put me on register, and I cried. I was like, I hate being on register. I don't. It wasn't even that I didn't like talking to people. It was just so physically draining and mentally exhausting. And then from there, the experience gave me, or the experience that I got from that, they moved me over again to learn the service desk. And I've made some of my, at the time, really, really great friends then. And I wouldn't have if I, just said, no, I don't want to do this, or just avoided it altogether. I never really had a friend group before. Like, if you don't know, I kind of like moved around a lot as a kid. So, like, case in point, I never spent more than like 2 years at a school. I did have some friends that I knew for about a good 4 or 5 years sometimes, but that was about it. I never had any long lasting friendships. And even this wasn't like a long lasting friendship because, eventually all friend groups do tend to fade. You'll have those few, like one or two friends that you're really close to. But I would say I've never really had the ability to make friends on my own and stick with them because of the circumstances I've been in. And that's fun and dandy because, like I said, even though it kind of made me more of an introvert, being able to learn the skills that I do now and being able to adapt to different personalities, I would say is my strong suit. So there's always a positive with a negative. I might not have long term friends, but I'm able to learn different personalities and vibe with different personalities a little bit better than most people would. Even if I'm not like super outgoing or talkative to those different personality groups, because it still does take me a while to open up to people, I'm able to at least connect with people a little bit faster than I would have otherwise, or faster than I used to. I think my main problem is overthinking. I feel like I always kind of like run through a conversation in my head and I think of, like some people with social anxiety, they always run through like, what's the worst thing that could be said or could happen in a situation if I said or did this? Some people just don't have that ability, like, or they just don't think about it that way. They're just like, well, if somebody misinterprets the way I say things, then I'll just apologize and, we'll move on. I can't know if you're offended if you don't tell me that you're offended. Me, personally, I'd rather just avoid offending the person altogether by being as inoffensive as possible. But that's just me. But I think that does open the gate to me being able to talk to more people, even if it's not the right type of people. I wouldn't consider myself a pushover because I know what I should and shouldn't do or what I don't think is right for me to do. I used to be, but I'm not now. I want to see if will this be the death of me if I turn you back on. If it starts sounding like garbage again, I'm gonna turn it back off. But it does feel kind of quiet in here when I'm not filling the silence with my ramblings. And God knows I can't ramble forever. I've been rambling for a solid like 40 minutes now. I'm dying here. Which is kind of crazy when you think about the fact that I was able to do that. Because again, Me not being a talkative person, I managed to talk for a solid 40 minutes. Just about life. Alright, let me see. Is the audio going to be absolute dog awful? Or are we going to work here? I think we're going to work here, but I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch. Huh. We're good. I like this. Okay. Thank you, computer, for working with me. Because I was going to cry otherwise. At least now I can save my voice for like a little bit. Let the game audio play and there not be a dead ass silence while I stare at these screens for the next hour. Which, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of seems very slow of me to have only gotten 27 encounters in about 40 fucking minutes. But you know what? It is what it is. I had things that I needed to talk about, and I sure as hell said them. At least now we can cruise a little bit faster. Because I pretty much got off everything that I wanted to say. And we got audio to fill in the gaps. I like how, the thing is, my monitor's over here, but I also have a monitor straight in front of me. But the mic is over here. I'm just giving you away all my fucking secrets. Because, why not? It shouldn't be kept a secret just because I'm a streamer and I'm trying to be professional. What do I gotta be professional for? Oh no! Don't start screwing up with me now. Also, I just want to give a quick, like, little shout out as far as my background goes. If y'all don't know where this background is from, or, well, you probably. If you know where this background is from that I use all the time, you're a real G. I say use all the time. The thing is, I used it in the background of a project that's probably never going to go up at this point in time. Which I want to address that too. As far as the videos that I have saved on my freaking hard drive, hold the phone. Okay. So, y'all, if you don't know, me and Jordan did a Let's Play series of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Well, I'm kind of giving it away now. But I'm just going to go ahead and show you. If I don't If you don't hear me, I'm probably gone. But where? Nope. I wait. Let me go back. Let me go back. Let me go back. Before I start screwing around with things, let me go back. Let me find the files first. And there goes the audio. I shouldn't have fucked. I shouldn't have fucked around. I found out. Should have fucked around. I found out. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can. Bless America, please stop. So we recorded 5 episodes of the verses, and then somehow footage got lost. Oh wait, that's because, okay, recording from Jordan's PC in 22, his PC, like his hard drive crashed. This was like around the time, this was literally around like right after Super Mario Wonder drops. Because we recorded half the gameplay on his PC and then half the gameplay on mine. And then his hard drive crashed. And he lost everything. Actually, I don't even think it was his hard drive crashed. I think he just needed to get it fixed. Because I know the glass frame on his computer broke. And they basically gave him a new frame. In doing so, I think they just replaced his whole fucking computer. And all of his fucking files got deleted. Because he had so many files. He had a lot of files from his blog channel, which also ended up getting hacked, and all of his videos got deleted on that. So he lost everything. What else were we recording though? Oh my god! Speaking of vlog videos, I still have everything from the 4th of July weekend of 2022. Alright, let me stop digging into the vault. let me stop digging into the vault and get back to what I was doing. But yeah, I do want to go back one more time and just say that, like I said, I did leave a post on my channel in the community tab. You could say literally here in the stream if you want. Comment down below if you're watching this after the fact, or if you see the community post. Just let me know what kind of games would you like to see me play. Because right now I don't really know what to play. After Legend ZA, which I did finish, well, finish in quotation marks, because put it this way. I have Xerneas and Yveltal. I don't have Zygarde. I don't plan on playing the DLC. I do want to see if I can try to bring back Nuzlocke, like randomizer Nuzlocke, which granted, old hat at this point in time. I did my first, well, I was last year starting a Gen lock, which a lot of people were doing in the Pokemon community, where essentially You play through every game from Gen 1 all the way up to Gen 9, randomized. I don't know how I would have been able to do Gens 8 and 9. I would have been able to do Gens 1 through 7 at least. And then, so here's an idea. I did also, a while ago, try to do a Wonder Trade or Surprise Trade, Wonder Lock of Gen 8 as a video series. That didn't work. I lost the footage because my, I don't know which capture card I was using at that time, but all my footage got corrupted. I think that was before I started using the Elgato, I think. I don't know, I've had so many capture cards at this point in time. But yeah, my footage corrupted, so I could try to bring back some of those series. Maybe not do it as a genlog specifically, but you know, I could try to do just randomizing Nuzlocks again. I don't know how well that's gonna do on my Mario Kart based channel, but you know, people come here for Pokemon too. For some reason, I don't get the views or the but I definitely get more comments on my Pokemon videos, so I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't want to just look at it purely from a view standpoint, but I'm also trying to be realistic with myself. I'm trying to cater my my content to my audience, which I feel like maybe that's the problem, is I'm trying too hard to please too many people. And I should just throw caution to the wind and just say, fuck it, I'm gonna upload whatever I want. Maybe that's the key. I don't know. I mean, case in point, I did do Crash and Spyro. I did it on my second channel, brought it back on this channel, and some of those videos have just never took off again. Like, the initial view counts when I was uploading on the second channel was working. When I re-uploaded it to this channel and privatized on that channel, it was like nothing. Absolutely nothing. Radio silence on those. So I don't know. I guess I could just try to experiment and see what happens. Maybe I should just stop caring about what people want and just start uploading what I want. As a... How many years have I been doing? Almost 15 years running on YouTube, but still a small YouTube account. Your boy is just trying to make it work. I don't know how the fuck I did it. But I'm still here. That's persistence right there, baby. That's persistence right there. Just like the shiny hunt. Which, this isn't even my longest shiny hunt, obviously. If you don't know, my longest shiny hunt is for Tepig in Pokemon White, which I've been doing that hunt on and off since 2023. And honestly, the reason why that one took so long is because I was not a dedicated shiny hunter at that point in time. But if you want to know, I could tell you right now, the amount of encounters I have on that thing, 1710. I don't know if you could see that, but yeah. 1710 encounters, which isn't far off from where I am in this game. But 3 years of hunting for that, and that's all I got. I want to play Pokemon White so bad, though. I've only ever played... Which is crazy to say that Gen 5 is one of my favorite gens, but it is. Simply because it's like the first gen that really resonated me besides, you know, the Gen 2 remakes, Johto. And then Gen 6 is one of my favorite generations. Not just Kalos, but Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire too. But yeah, I've only ever played Pokemon White and White 2 once each. Every other game I've played. Well, okay, technically. Every other game except for. Well, no, I can't say that either. Okay, so Let's Go. Counting it, Let's Go as a Gen 1 remake. And then the randomizer Nuzlocke I did of Fire Red Leaf. Or, yeah, Fire Red that I did last year. Pokemon White and White 2 are the only games, Pokemon games, I've only played once each. And I love the game. It's just a simple fact that I think nostalgia, not wanting to like redo those games because I wanted to save my save files. Because one of the big things was for a long time, a big reason of why it took me so long to get back into the hunt for my shiny Tepic is because my brother kept borrowing my DS and losing it with Pokemon White in it. So twice I had to wait and just kind of like luck up and happen to find it again. Other than that, using those games to try to like trade up to Pokemon Bank, which, God, I want you to know, I never was scared about this until Raidaway Plus said it a while ago, but I was like, oh, Pokemon Bank, we're gonna have that ability now that it's offline, it's free. We're gonna have that ability to just transfer Pokemon whenever we want. But then he's like, nothing lasts forever, and if Nintendo has already cut off servers for plenty of things, especially the 3DS servers now, where the only thing you can do is you can't even download Home or Bank off the eShop. You basically, as long as you've already had it before it shut down, you were good. But because the servers have already shut down for like Wi-Fi connection, so you can't play games online and stuff like that, how much longer do you think we'll have Pokemon Bank and the ability to transfer to Pokemon Home? And that thought has stuck with me, and I'm just like, damn it, Rich, I wish you had not said that. Because I would have been blindly led into thinking, oh, we got this forever. We're good. We're in the clear. We have a way to trade our old Pokemon up to the newer games. And then he said that, and I'm just like, well, shit. How much longer do we have? I wish I had never said that, because I wanted to be blissfully unaware of how limited time is. But I mean, there hasn't been any reason or rhyme said. God, if you're watching this, Pokemon Company, please do not make this a limited time thing. I will literally scream, cry, vomit, and everything. I need the ability to trade my Pokemon up. That's all I'm saying. I will be devastated without Pokemon Bank. I wonder if I cut this short, because I usually stream for about 2 hours, but shiny hunting is a different beast altogether. don't know. I'm gonna get to 10:50, and if I decide I want to go another hour, I think I can do it. We'll have to see. Oh my god, but yeah, I was kind of talking about games before I went off on a tangent. I was talking about games that had passed, that I've been getting into, that I would like to get back into, and such. For one, I don't know if you can see this on this screen. I've been playing The Mess out of Tomodachi Life. It's consumed my every day since the day it dropped, and it's also been pissing me off. But I love it. I love how explicitly creative you're able to get with that game. I wish the game would, stop playing with my emotions so much, but I love the game. I was saying with ZA, I don't plan to do the DLC. Just not my forte. To talk about ZA, which I'm gonna finish my thought before I move on to ZA and my thoughts about that game. But I mean, kind of like taking context, me not wanting to do the DLC and not having Zygarde yet pretty much tells you a lot of things. But then also Pokopia dropped, and I was having fun with that game. I really was. I kind of dropped it as soon as Tomodachi Life came out, I'm not gonna lie. But I would like to pick that back up. It's just a fun game. I think the idea of it became very apparent, like Animal Crossing-esque vibes to me. Obviously, people say it's more creative freedom, like with Minecraft, than it is Animal Crossing, and I can definitely vibe for that. But it very, very much feels like Animal Crossing, and I remember how quickly I dropped Animal Crossing. A lot of people picked it up during COVID because it was like the go-to game, the feel-good game to get us through those rough times. I dropped that game so fast, and I have never picked it up since. Pokopia, I haven't even finished the storyline, because at least there's a storyline. That's one thing that really gets a lot of people going to at least want to play the game, is to finish the storyline, find all the little Easter eggs and everything. Outside of that, there isn't much of a reason for it. Me personally, I'm not even super invested in the storyline. I actually do want to build because I love building. I'm very much okay, here's the thing. If you don't know, again, I played plenty of Minecraft in my day. I played a ton of Theme Park Tycoon on Roblox, which allows you to also creatively build. And then obviously Tomodachi Life is a little bit more limited in what you can build, but you could build to your heart's content in that game too. I like building games. Pokopia just kind of feels like the world is your cloister, and I have no idea what I want to do with it. That game is so big, and the thing is, like Minecraft, I don't know if it's the blocky textures or what it is. I cannot look at those games in particular for long periods of time. I can look at Roblox just fine, which is funny because, again, blocky textures. I can look at Roblox I've done it. I've looked at Theme Park Tycoon for 16 hours straight in one day. Minecraft and Pokopia give me, when I try to do that, I don't even get halfway through, and I'm getting like headaches. And obviously you'd be like, oh, well, is it because you didn't take a break? Is it because you didn't eat? Even then, I was able, like I said, I'm able to sit on Theme Park Tycoon doing the same thing and not get sick. With those two games in particular, I don't know what it is, but I be getting headaches. I know one time I played Minecraft so long that I got nauseous. And obviously, that's not a good sign. That means take a break, put the game down. I know that now. That was a kid then. It was weird because here's the thing with Minecraft, I could. I thought it was just because it was not on an HD screen. Because when I played on an HD screen as opposed to a CRT, I was fine. But here's the other thing: I've also played plenty of older games like Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, even Atari games on older TVs and had no problem. So I don't know what it is with that game and with Minecraft and Pokobia specifically, but I cannot play those games for long periods of time without like feeling sick or like pain. But I like the games. I do really like the games. That's the only drawback. In that incohesive rambling, did I actually click the button? I did not. Oh, lol. Let me go ahead and do that. How many times have I not clicked? Holy crap, I gotta go back now. Jesus Christ. Okay, I just missed one. I just missed one. I'm probably not gonna keep track of these properly because I've been not paying attention. Who cares? I don't need the exact number. As long as I'm close enough to the number, then that's alright with me. But yeah, other than that, there haven't been really too many games that I want to play. I do think that... Wait, I have Bowser's Fury. That's an older game. I have a couple games that are older titles. Some that are freaking fresh Wii U titles that I haven't even cracked open yet because I wanted to stream those years ago. I'm talking about stuff that I wanted to stream 10 years ago but never had the courage to do because, again, I was not in a mental space for that. I was too timid to want to stream, but here I am now streaming all the time. And do I still, like, strive to be kind of like, not a perfectionist, but damn sure I do. I want to put on a good product. And that was the biggest reason why I didn't want to get into streaming, is because I didn't want technical issues to happen. I felt like if something technical went wrong, I was going to break down mentally and just end stream and be like, and delete it and be like, guys, please ignore that. Do not watch my shits because I know I could do better. No, but I just took that first step. My brother, thankfully, kind of like convinced me to do that. And I learned off of them. And honestly, here's the thing is, a lot of that confidence came in actually helping him fix his issues, his tech issues. Because he has way more high tech than I have. And I just, did a couple Google searches, figuring out what I needed to do, certain settings that I needed to do. And bam, I was doing the damn thing and I felt good about it. So after I did that, I was like, well, shit. If I could figure this out by like a Google search and just like taking my time being patient instead of like getting frustrated when things don't work the first time, I can stream. And I'm glad I took that chance. So maybe now I can start playing those games. But I'm going to tell you right now, one of those games that I wanted to play years ago is Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. And I know absolutely nothing about that game. And I said, if I play that game, I'm going to have to live stream it and I'm going to need help. But knowing my audience, I'm gonna have to wait until I have an audience that's gonna actually help me for that. I'm like, because I'm gonna just be sitting there half the time, just like looking up a guy and be like, where am I supposed to go? So I'm just like having a YouTube video on the side while I'm playing the game. But yeah, I would rather have the audience interaction for that. Either way, I could try to play some of those older games, like I said, that I wanted to play. I've been getting back into Wii Sports since that kind of took off, thanks to Professor. And that took off around 20. Damn, it's been since 22, 23 that was taking off for him. Let me see. How long has it been? Hold on. 6 years ago, I finally beat Tommy. That was like one of the first videos of his that I watched. That's crazy. It's been 6 years. I've been watching him for 6 years. Wow. Okay. I did not know that. But yeah, I kind of want to just do some extra shit. Also, even though, okay, so here's another elephant in the room that I want to address. And y'all probably don't get enough of this on this channel, but I want to do it anyways, just because I was thinking about streaming on my other channel. And this was something I kind of like hinted at, like, I want to say January, February this year when I made that post about not knowing what direction I wanted to take my channel. I still don't know. But I'm just like, would it behoove me if... Hold on a second. For you new viewers out there that don't know about this side of me, well, you're going to learn. Do I bring this fucker in here? Do I bring this guy in here and scare off my audience? Do I? By the way, this is my namesake. This is my channel namesake, Seabay Roo. Seabay Kangaroo. This is my boy. I don't know. I thought about it. I'm like, I could fully sell my soul to the furry gods. I don't know. That was never the direction I wanted to go. I do have that channel, and it is very popular. I have a TikTok, too, which is my claim to fame. I have so many followers on TikTok, God bless. But I'm just like, I never wanted that to be my, like, main takeaway. I wanted my focus to be gaming, and I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have been so pretentious and judgmental about it. I don't know. Maybe I should have tried to blend it in sooner. Maybe I should have been like, hey, what's wrong with this? There's an audience for it and people would love to see it. And my mother was telling me this. My brothers were telling me this, but I was just like, nah, because I just wasn't, I don't know. I did it for the hell of it, really. I really did it for the hell of it, and it took off, and I was like, okay, well, cool. But around, I want to say 22, I just kind of took a step back, and I was just like, yeah, this isn't really what I want to do with my, as far as content that I want to create. But, yeah, I definitely did, TikToks in person. Plenty of them. And like I said, I did upload some of my best TikToks on a YouTube channel. That one has about half as many subscribers as this one has. So if you really want to, you could literally look it up. It's Seabay Roo. It's in my channel description, actually. If you go to my channel and then scroll down, it says, I don't know. It's in the Squatcher, but I know it's linked in my channel. I don't hide it. I was hiding it at first because I wanted to keep them separated. But I'm just like, why do I need to? Maybe I just go full in. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe if there's enough incentive. Maybe if I live stream on TikTok one time for the one time. Just out of random, and see how people respond, I might start doing it. I don't know, I might start doing it, guys. Hey, whatever brings in views, I don't know. I gotta use what I gotta use to my advantage. If it's not hurting anybody, then it is what it is. I know. I know some people are gonna be like, "Oh no, I don't want to be associated with that," and that's fine. That is perfectly fine. I just want to be real to myself. Which, granted, I've had that thing. Which, I, bro, next year, no. At Christmas this year, will be 10 years old. He will be 10 years old. That's crazy to think about too. But yeah, I'm gonna get more water and then get back on the topic that I was gonna talk about, which is my thoughts on Legend ZA. Sorry, furries, you're not gonna get any more attention in that for now. For now, you never know. You never know what's gonna happen. All right, let's talk about Pokemon Legends ZA. The current newest Pokemon game to release to date. Did I like this game? Eh. I didn't hate it. But is it amongst my favorite games? Absolutely not. My main reasoning is that I felt like the gameplay loop was very repetitive. And obviously, complaints about there being a lack of scenery because the entire time you're just stuck in Lumio City. Which, granted, it's nice that they made Lumio City big enough to be explorable. But I still wish we could have gotten at least some instances of going outside, even if it was just to like see Geosinge Town, the remains of that, or Anastar City, where like the giant sundial is that looks like the Mega Crystal. There are certain aspects of the Lumios region or the Kalos region, Lumios region. That's what the game is, the Lumios region. There's so much aspects of the Kalos region that wasn't touched on, and I feel like it still dropped the ball in that regard. There was a lot of things answered, but there was also a lot of things that weren't. A lot of people were talking about how like you see the map and there's like clearly more stuff that was located south of Lumios, where I keep saying Lumios, south of where you start in like what's the hometown, Vaniville town, Santaloon, something like that. And it was revealed in the Terra leaks that there was more content planned for Kalos that would have involved going to the southern area of the region. And it was also the whole desert area with the power plant that people were suspecting Volcanion had something to do with that never kind of panned out. And that's kind of like something that's also aggravating is I've seen the DLC. How they kind of shoehorned Volcanion into the game when it's kind of like a main legendary of that region. It's like they really just don't fuck with Volcanion at all, and they're just like, oh yeah, this bitch exists, and then just kind of like gives it up. They put more time and effort into the Mega Evolving Mewtwo and Diancie, which is just a side quest, and they put more time and effort into the DLC Megas, which Granted, I mean, it is what it is. Um, Spoilers ahead if you haven't already. The game's been out for almost 6 months now, but storyline wise, I thought the game was fine. People praise this game mostly for the characterization, all the side characters that you meet along the way. Is what really builds up this game and its reputation. I could care less. The character's funny. I could care less about that being one of the main selling points of the game. One of the main selling points of the game is actually the Mega Evolutions, and a lot of people were very disappointed at first. And I can agree that there were a lot of designs that were questionable. It felt like they just kind of like took features and exaggerated. And originally the designs for Megas actually built upon their designs. Now granted, here's the thing, people hate on for alligators, but here's the thing, all you have to do is take that top, slant it about 45 degrees, and it's peak design. People complain too much. It's a great design. It just needs to be not at a 90-degree angle or an obtuse angle. It needs to be at an acute angle, slightly covering his head. And then everybody would have loved it. I do give credit where credit is due. Delphox was a great design. People need to stop hating on Mega Greninja just because Ash Greninja is cooler. I think I like both equally. I do truly like both equally. I think it's cool that Ash Greninja gets like 110 extra points of power instead of just 100. But I do think that it makes more sense for Greninja naturally to look like Mega Greninja than Ash Greninja because it just kind of seems very shoehorned as far as the design goes. People will argue with me on that point. I do think the whole hanging upside down from the shuriken is kind of funny. But again, here's the thing. Frogs do that. Ninjas do that. The thing about Greninja, I've seen it in Smash Bros. In his introduction, he does that, I think. My whole shtick with Greninja does that. Like, when I first came up with an idea for a character for Greninja, his main shtick was hiding up in the ceilings and just kind of coming down and scaring the fuck out of people. Sneak attacking them. So him hanging upside down from a water shuriken is not that bad, guys. Nor is it a bad design. You're just too Ash Greninja pilled. You're just too Ash pilled in general. Let Ash be Ash and let it go. To the people say, I miss Ash, you're not watching Horizons. You're not giving Horizons a fair shot. And let's be honest, you weren't watching the anime in the first place. You probably stopped after the Indigo League or the Orange Islands, or maybe even Johto, and said, never mind, I'm good. Some of you probably made it as far as Gen 4 and then quit. Some of you may have even gotten to Gen 6 and then quit, because Gen 5 and Gen 7 animes were kind of garbage. But here's the thing, Gen 7 anime was not bad. I'm going on a tangent. I need to go back, forget the anime for a second. Let's go back to ZA and my gripes with it. I wasn't disappointed by all the Mega designs like some people were. My main gripes with the designs include Excadrill, because I just think it looks clunky and awkward and doesn't really it isn't conducive of being practical. Those are big words, but it made sense. I love Hyrule. I'm just a Hyrule fan. I like Starmie. I think Starmie is hilarious. I think people took Starmie way too seriously. And that's the thing. When we're getting mad when people said you were taking the design too seriously. They were like, Megas are supposed to be taken seriously. They're supposed to be cool and brother, chill. I'll admit, I was one of the initial haters of Dragonite. I love Mega Dragonite. I love Mega Dragonite. And anybody who hates on Mega Dragonite can suck my dick. Quote Cardi B. Electros kind of gives the same vibe as what's the fucking Excadrill? I just said it and I forgot the name. I had a stroke just now. Some of the DLC Mega Capsicid did not need to happen. Did not need to happen. People crying for Mega Flygon, keep crying. I do think, even though these Pokemon weren't in the game, I think Luxio or Luxray should have gotten a Mega 2. I think Houndoom Mightyena, because Houndoom does have one. I think Mightyena deserves anything at this point in time. Mega Garchomp Z is a vast improvement on original Garchomp's design. We hate fucking Mega Garchomp OG because that design looks absolutely god awful. Nobody's gonna clown on Mega Audit now that Mega Clefairy exists. I have no grudge with Mega Clefairy, I just don't care about Clefairy at all. Victory Bell, don't care about Victory Bell. I think it would have been cool to see Mega Pangoro. We got Mega Scrafty, which was a huge surprise to me. So my whole run, I don't know if I have a screenshot. I don't know if I have a screenshot. But my whole run was all fighting types that had Mega Evolutions. So my team essentially consisted of Emboar, Chestnut, Gallade, Scrafty, which was a surprise to me, and I'm so glad that they had Scrafty because I did not want to do Heracross. Heracross I would have been okay with, but I didn't want to do Heracross. I sure as hell didn't want to do Medicham. I didn't want to do Lopunny. There are just certain fighting type, and fucking Barbaracle. There are certain Megas that just threw fighting type on it that pissed me off. Barbaracle is one of them. Staraptor is another one of them. Why the fuck are they fighting type? Staraptor got close combat and suddenly they said, we're just going to overshadow Hawlucha, the actual fighting flying bird of the Kalos region, who had a whole cinematic animation that everybody loved, a design that everybody loves, and you're just gonna shit on that with a fucking Staraptor? So cool edgy emo bird gets a fucking... I hate Staraptor. I want y'all to know I hate I like Starly. I like Staravia. I don't like Staraptor. I don't think it should have been a fighting type. That is some bullshit. Oh my god, but I'll tell you what. Mega Absol Z, Mega Lucario Z, Mega Zorora, which I knew that was happening because that was in the leaks that I saw. 3 different leaks I saw said Mega Zorora. Somebody lied and said Mega Rayquaza was going to be in the game. They lied. Rayquaza was in the game. Zygarde was in the leaks. I'm kind of mad that Xerneas and Yveltal got nothing. They were just pushed to the side, post-game legendaries, and they were the cover legendaries before. I know this storyline is about Zygarde, is kind of like I said, Legends Z is Zygarde, but I wish they had done something with Yveltal and Xerneas. Xerneas, did you just find standing in the middle of a wild area? Yveltal, they act like it's a big threat. They could have done something. They could have done something. Oh my god. But I'm kind of nitpicking here. My main gripe with the game is just, in the sense that everything feels tedious. I like how they, it's kind of like weird how they skipped all the ranks from like, what is it? From V to F or something like that. But then you have so much storyline after that to get to rank A, and it's just like, at that point in time, you might as well have just kind of like included that in the rank ups. But I also saw this debate on Twitter yesterday and about people saying, would you have rather just had to actually grind up for every rank and then had to play that storyline? And like I said, no. I would rather had those trainers ranked a little bit lower, like Canary and all those, all of them that were ranked like obviously E and higher. I feel like some of those could have been ranked a little bit lower. I think Canary could have been ranked a little bit lower. I don't know. It just kind of feels like they pushed all the storyline. They jumped all these rankings as if they made it like a super huge thing to get all the rankings. They're like, okay, so you start at Z, you work your way up to V, and then Vinny just gives you a free pass to F, and then you have all this storyline. Why do they do that? It just kind of feels like a waste of all the rest of the ranks. It seems very unfair that they just kind of promoted you up to F or just because. I like how they explained AZ's backstory though. I like how they explain Lysa, because when I first saw Lysander, I was like, nah, this bitch is dead. How the fuck is he alive? I like how they explain Lysander and how basically him losing his memory kind of allows him to pull an AZ and kind of like reset his life and try to do good. I do think it would have been nice to battle him once, but you know, I see why they wouldn't. For a lot of people, they started out liking Naveen, and they liked Naveen all the way through. Naveen is a bitch. And as a black guy with dreads, I need Naveen to step the fuck down from Team MZ. I also need them to stop making dragon trainers so, like, important dragon trainers so fucking feral. That was another Twitter post I saw. It was just like, you've had, what is it? What's her name from Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire? Xenia. You had Xenia, who's a little bit off. You had Raihan, who was like, he had the whole attitude of one. Like, he was so impressed with himself. He thought he was high and mighty, and then he kept getting beat by Leon, who also has a Charizard, which is another dragon. So it's just like, it was kind of like an ego contest of sorts. And then you have fucking Laban. She's like, I don't know. I don't like her design. I like her design, but I don't like that they keep her in a mage dress the entire time. It just kind of seems unnecessary. I know why, but I just kind of feel like it's unnecessary. And also, they just kind of make her unhinged. Like, come on now. Dragon trainers were not like this before. You have Lance, you have Cynthia. They were not like this before. What the fuck happened? Where are they putting in the water with these new trainers? Jacinth is absolutely an airhead. I don't care if she's posh, she's intelligent, she has connections. Ain't no way this bitch says, Oh, you're trying to save the world, but I want to battle you. The tournament is more important than fucking dying! Come on, you're smarter than this woman. The world is ending, you're over here having a fit about not getting your battle. I don't know what people see in Corbo. He is not handsome. He is not sexy. I'm saying this as a gay man, a bisexual man. Corbo is ugly. He is not cute. He's short. He looks like he smells terrible. The glasses throw me off. The haircut pisses me off. Felipe looks hotter than him, but that's just me. Maybe it's because y'all like the Twix and I like the Bears. I don't know. Vinny surprised me. Vinny and Jet really surprised me as far as their characters go. I didn't expect them to actually just be legit ass people. I really didn't. I thought they were going to be like twist villains in the end. They were super legit, and I liked them. I really like Vinny. Y'all want to know my favorite character, though? Y'all want to know my favorite character? Y'all want to know who I would ride or die for? You know who I would smash or pass? Smash. Tarragon. Yes. You're hearing me right. I want to smash fucking Kanari's grandfather. I like Gilfs. I like Gilfs. I like Gilfs. I like Gilfs. I need that man. I need that man right now. Now that's a real winner right there. He'll treat you right. He'll make you laugh. He's a sugar daddy, low key. I need him in my life. I need somebody like Tarragon in my life. I need somebody to take care of me until I have to take care of them. We can take care of each other. Let me stop. Let me stop. That's my hear me out. That's my hear me out. That's not even a hear me out. Like, let's be honest. If anybody says that they don't like grandfathers, y'all got trauma. Y'all got emotional trauma. Nah, let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Outside of that, like, let's be real about ZA though. I don't like the fact that they turned the entire city into a wild zone, basically. There's very little explanation about why 5 years later, after the events of of X and Y, a lot of the important characters have left. Like, we only get pieces of Team Flare. You don't see anybody except Mabel and Lysander, and then Grisham and Grisel. Where's Zarosik and Celosia, and like, they say Professor Sycamore fled, and I kind of get the reasoning for that. It's just like, seeing where Lumiose was going, he didn't want to face the music. He said he needed to get out of there. I get it. Clement, there was very little explanation as to why the fuck him and his sister Bonnie left. The gym, here's the thing. The fact that Lumiose Tower, the gym itself, was a secret weapon the whole time, and they didn't know this. There's no way Clement, I mean, he was a child, but like, there's no way that nobody climbed up that tower and asked, why is this here? There's no way. AC had blueprints somewhere. Somebody had to at some point in time stumble. I mean, Team Flare had the blueprints. Because they even say that Lysander had originally planned to launch both the ultimate weapon and the Lumiose Tower at the same time, but they needed Floette, and they didn't have Floette, so they just said, we'll launch the secret weapon. But how the fuck did you build a gym in the Lumiose Tower? In the Lumiose Tower! And never question if this was okay. And then the Lumiose Tower explodes. Everybody just goes about life as is. For the rest of the game, the Lumiose Tower is exploded. There's just wild Pokemon roaming the entire streets of the city. And I know they're in their wild zones, but that's because it's explained in the story. And I get from a tech design why it's like this, but from a story design, the Pokemon were being drawn into the city by the energy emitted by the tower. If the tower exploded and the energy is gone, shouldn't those Pokemon be leaving, or are they just permanently a resident in the fucking city now because we've made our claim here? How the fuck did people not try to run the Pokemon out in the first place? They have their own Pokemon, they have their own tools, their own resources. They could have easily ran those Pokemon out of here. I know that they were strong, and that was why they needed strong trainers to combat the rogue Mega Evolution Pokemon. But how the fuck did they let it get this far? Where did all the gym leaders go? Where did Diantha? Diantha was off somewhere filming. Where did all the gym leaders and stuff go to prevent this shit from happening? I know it's also said because Quasartico Inc. tried to keep all this hush-hush until it became such a catastrophe that they couldn't. And they still never told the city. They never told the people of Lumiose what the fuck happened. All of Kalos could have been wiped off the face of the earth, and nobody would have known because nobody said anything. There was no information given whatsoever. The only people that had that information were Team MZ and AZ, because AZ had the inside information in the first place. Team Flare, Quasartico, and the mayor, of which Mabel has been contacted and has been protesting. But the thing is, the mayor, which we never see, by the way, the mayor is the one putting his foot down, saying, "Nah, let's just put him in wild zones. Let's try to contain him." And Mabel's sitting there like, "Dog, that's a dumbass idea," but she has no say because she's technically an indentured servant to pay for her crimes. Yet Lysander gets to walk the streets free. Speaking of gym leaders though, speaking of Deonta, where's the Elite Four? And Malva, who was also a part of Team Flare, by the way, where was her intent at? How was she not arrested with the rest of them? I get the ideas, like I said, Mabel took a plea deal, so she became an indentured servant to pay for her crimes. The rest of them just got arrested. Where in the hell was Mabel? I mean, where the hell was Malva? Like I said, there's so much that they did right, but there's so much that they left open-ended that made me question this game. And that's not even from a gameplay standpoint. The gameplay standpoint, I just said, this is a one and done. People said that about Legends Arceus, where they were saying there's hardly any battles. A lot of it is focused on capturing Pokemon and completing the dex, and there's not really much challenge to that. But the thing is, Legends Arceus, that separates Legends Arceus from this, is there was a sense of exploration. There was this like a sense of actual impending danger. Like, the stakes were high. They mentioned dying multiple times in that game. When you perish in that game, you lose items. You lose precious resources that you have to really struggle to come by. You can't just make money out there in a while. You had to find resources and craft that. Lumios had it easy. And while some people don't find the gameplay loop of Legends Arceus as interesting because a lot of it, like I said, is centered around filling out the Pokédex, I feel like the storyline still lends itself pretty well to being more interesting. The only thing I'll give on them, or on ZA, opposed to Legends Arceus, there were more high-octane boss battles. But again, unlike Legends Arceus, Legends ZA, it made it feel like you had no... I mean, you can't lose. Like, you can't lose. You have to win. I mean, you're always going to win. You're always going to be a winner. Even when you do lose battles, they literally say, you can't afford to lose this battle. Try again. And in Legends Arceus, it just kind of felt like you win or you fucking die. The other thing is, like I said, the wild areas contain the Pokemon, so you don't have to worry about watching your back all the time. You could just wander the streets of Lumios willy-nilly. In Legends Arceus, you can't just roam the environment willy-nilly because you never know when a Pokemon's just going to roll up behind you and just say, "Heathen! Whooshah, whooshah!" I don't know why I'm so animated right now. But yeah, I will just always stand by the fact that I think that Legends Arceus is a much better game than Legends ZA. I'm not saying that I hate, like I said, I don't hate Legends ZA. But here's the thing. Well, I kind of took a break, but I did start a second save file of Legends Arceus, and I think I will thoroughly enjoy Legends Arceus again because I played through the entire thing. There was no DLC, which very much saddens me. But, like, the storyline carried itself. The betrayal from Volo that nobody expected. The boss fight with Giratina. I keep wanting to say Victini. With Giratina. The trials with the Lake Genies, Spear Pillar and everything. All the boss battles with the Nobles Pokemon. All the characters in that game felt more real to me and more relatable, and like I connected with them way more than the characters that I did in Legends ZA. And that's pretty much all I'm gonna say on that fact. I would, it's kind of weird, but like where I rank Pokemon games, and I don't really like to rank Pokemon games because I think all Pokemon games are good in some ways and they struggle in some ways. But there's no near perfect Pokemon game. I don't care if you say you're Pokemon Emerald. I disagree. I think you're glazing the hell out of Emerald. But I don't think there's a perfect Pokemon game. I think I would say Legends Arceus ranks in my top 5 Pokemon games of all time. Whereas Legends ZA, I feel like slides somewhere between the middle and the bottom. The only reason I still need to play Legends EA at this point in time is to get Zygarde and to get the fucking shiny charm, which the requirements for that shiny charm is ridiculous. Ridiculous, I tell you. And I know they say if you get the DLC, it gets easier. Brother, I'm not paying $30 extra to make my life easier. $30 extra. Yo, Squirtle, you scaring me over here on this monitor. Oh, hello, welcome to chat. Hello, how you doing? You just missed me ranting. I was just ranting about ZA and my personal opinions about Pokemon in general. Which, if you want to go back, I have some very hot takes that I just discussed. But I mean, everybody has hot takes. I don't like to, or no, what am I trying to say? I don't like to fake my opinions. I'm gonna just say what I say. If people don't have to agree with what I say. I don't intend people to agree with what I say, because 9 times out of 10, especially when it comes to Pokemon, my takes are always the hot takes. Like 9 times out of 10, I'm choosing the opposite of what everybody else is choosing. But you know, I just got to be honest with myself. And like I said, some of what I say, I don't expect people to take seriously. I don't want people to take everything too seriously anyway. Because everybody's entitled to their opinion. But yeah, I just rambled for a good, like, 20 minutes about that. And about life in general. It's been a very talkative stream today. How long did Charmander take? I got him in, I want to say, just over 700 encounters. So it didn't take super long. And I was so happy with how quick it was that I ended up wanting to hunt for the other 2. Kind of been on and off with it, but you know, I do want to finish. I do want to finish all 3 of them at some point in time. I do feel lucky about that, for real. I do hear a lot of people say that, like, shiny hunting does take a lot of time. It really does. You have to, I hear a lot of people say you have to have patience for it. And honestly, I would never consider myself a super patient person. But if you can find something to go on, distract yourself while you're doing it, it becomes way easier. Like, for me, like, watching a movie or like an anime TV show or something like that, or just even popping on a stream and just kind of like shiny hunting in the background, makes it a lot easier, goes a lot faster. But yeah, 300 isn't too bad, honestly. I don't know, today I'm gonna probably stop at 1100 just because I've been going for about 2 hours now. And I want to stop on an even number. We'll see. I kind of, you know, while in the like spirit of shiny hunting and don't have a whole lot else to do, I might pick this up tomorrow too. We'll see. I'm not really busy tomorrow, I don't think so. Let's see how many. How many exactly? Right now, my longest hunt is actually my. I'm doing a shiny Tepig soft reset in Pokemon White, and I'm about 1,700 resets on that. That one I've been on for a while. And honestly, yesterday I was thinking, do I give up on this? Because I really want to play Pokemon White again. It's been a long time since I played that game, but I'm just like, if I quit now, I'm never gonna go back to it. So at this point in time, it's more me being stubborn, trying to get the shiny, than it is me like trying to just be persistent about it. I mean, who would want a shiny starter? Shinies are cool. We are approaching 1,100 very soon. Do you think we're going to see it shine today? Place your bets. I'm gonna bet no, but I'm gonna remain optimistic because you never know. Excuse me. I wonder what's happening on the other side. Oh shoot. That's so funny. Hold on, when did he start? Oh, like a good while actually. I wonder if hold the phone. I'm gonna switch real quick because we're approaching the end of the stream and I'm curiosity. The curiosity is in me right now. Da na 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 na. Na 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 na. Yo, I don't know why Luigi's Mansion just popped in my head just now, but it did. That's a game that I've never finished actually. That game is terrifying, Loki. I would probably play that at some point in time during like a Halloween time. I got 10 more to go, and then your boy is gonna be done. Oh, I got a like. Oh my god, thank you. I've never felt so proud of myself. I never like to. I'm a very humble person. I never like to act bigger than I am, because I'm really not. Even like I said, I have a TikTok account with like damn near 14,000, which is not a lot, but you know, for me that's a lot, and I'm still like very humble about it. I'm just like, I I'm not that important, guys. I don't even deserve this amount of people following me right now. Mhm. I wonder, do I ever come across as just really animated? Because I try to be animated and energetic on stream, and then I watch myself back and I'm just like, brother, can you stop being so ADHD for like 3 seconds? Like I'm always moving around. I'm always like looking between the camera, between the screen, and looking at chat, and like I don't know. Maybe I just like I said, I overthink things. I overthink things because I try to be professional in my streams and as professional as I possibly can. But you know, I gotta also do it in a way that makes me comfortable. And if this makes me comfortable, then maybe I shouldn't overthink it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just imagining the a pop off that I might do when I get it. Whether that be Squirtle or Bulbasaur. Who knows, chat? Who knows? Like I said, you always gotta believe. I'm a chronic non-believer. I'm telling myself to believe. If you don't know, like, you know me. If you've seen me in other streams, you probably know that I'm a chronic non-believer. Anytime somebody says, "All right, chat, do you believe?" I'm like, nah, nah. Sometimes it's just for the bit, but you know. Oh my god. Well, it's too late now. It's not too late. I was gonna say I'm really starting to feel like I'm sweating over here with these lights on, and then I realized I forgot to put on deodorant when I showered today. But you know what? I'm just human. Sometimes I forget. All right, 4 more encounters, chat. 4 more encounters. Can we get it in 4 encounters? 4 encounters, 2 Pokemon. That's 8 different chances. 8 different chances. Can we get it? last one. And for the final shiny check of the day, chat, drum roll please. And there's no shiny. But that's okay. That's okay, chat. We keep moving forward. Alright, so that's gonna do it for today's stream. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. I haven't done this outro in so long. If you want to see more streams and more content coming soon to the channel, because I will be coming back soon. Very, very soon. Like I said, I might shiny hunt tomorrow. We'll see. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys. It would mean so much to me. It really would. I'm so close to 300 subscribers, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot to me. So thank you so much for tuning in, for liking, subscribing, supporting your boy. It really, really, really means a lot. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one. It's your boy C-Bazaru, and I'm signing out. Peace, guys. Also, let me change the number on that just so y'all know I'm not cheating and getting under odds.